My name is Jake. I was 16. In 2021, I lived in a quiet suburb, Virginia. My girlfriend Lily lived nearby. I walked to her house most nights. One evening, I left late, around 9 p.m. Streets were empty, just streetlights. I heard footsteps. Behind me, I turned. Nobody was there. I walked faster. The sound came again. Crunching leaves. I stopped. Silence. I called Lily. She answered. I told her I felt watched. I heard it again. Footsteps. Close. I ran. Lily's house was 1 block away. I saw her porch light. She stepped outside. She gasped. She said, "Who's with you?" I turned. A figure stood 10 feet back. Tall. Dark. My face. My eyes. It smiled. I screamed. I ran inside. It was gone. Lily's dad called the police. They found nothing. I stayed over. The next day I walked home. I found a photo on my doorstep. Me, walking that night, taken from behind. I never saw a camera. My name is Sarah. I was 19. In 2022, I lived with my family. New Jersey. One night, a storm hit. Rain pounded, thunder roared. I was in my room, reading. My parents watched TV downstairs. My brother slept. Then it came. A bang. On my window. I jumped. I looked outside. Rain blurred everything. Another bang. Louder. I saw a shape. A man. Soaked. He yelled, "Help me!" I ran to my mom. I said someone was outside. Knocks hit the front door. Hard. Fast. My dad stood up. He looked through the peephole. He froze. He whispered, "Stay back." I asked why. He said, "It's not right." The knocking stopped. My dad called the police. They came. Nobody was there. The next day, our neighbors said a man died in a storm. Years ago. Near our house. He knocked on doors, begging. They found his shoe by our gate. My name is Ethan. I was 10. In 2019, I lived in Ohio. Big house, old. I played video games one night, downstairs, alone. My parents were out. My sister babysat. I heard my name, faint, from above. I called, "Moi sis?" No answer. It came again. "Ethan," clearer, from the attic. I climbed the stairs. The attic door was open. I never went up there. Too dark. I called again. Silence. I turned to leave. The voice said, "Come here." My voice, exact. I ran downstairs. I told my sister. She checked. Nobody was there. The door was locked. That night I slept with the light on. I heard it again, scratching, above my room. The next day my dad found a box. In the attic, old photos. A boy, looked like me. He died there, decades ago. My name is Clara. I was 70. In 2023, I lived alone. Rural Maine. I had a dog. Maximum, little beagle. Every evening we walked down a dirt path by the woods. One night Max stopped. He growled. At the trees. I saw nothing. A man stepped out. Old coat, hood up. Max barked. The man said, "Nice dog." I nodded. I walked faster. Max kept looking back. I heard steps behind us. I turned. The man was close, too close. His face was mine, wrinkled, pale. He smiled. I grabbed Max. I ran. I got home. I locked the door. Max whined. I looked outside. The man stood in my yard, staring. I called my son. He came over. The man was gone. My son found tracks. By the path. They stopped. Like he vanished. My name is Mia. I was 13. In 2020, I lived in Florida. Rough area. My friend Ava lived next door. One night, we biked to an old house. Empty. Windows boarded. Kids said it was haunted. We dared each other. Ava pointed at a window. A face stared out. Pale, still. Like a mask. I laughed. I said it was fake. We got closer. It did not move. Too real. Eyes followed us. I froze. Ava grabbed my arm. We heard a creak. Inside the house. We biked away. Fast. I looked back. The face was gone. The next day, police came. They found a man. Hiding there. He watched kids. From that window. They found my scarf. On his floor. My name is Lucas. I was 22. In 2024, I lived in Idaho. Quiet town. One night, a knock woke me. 11 p.m. I checked the door. A man stood there, smiling. He held a bottle. He said, "Free sample." I lived alone. Nobody came by late. I said, "No thanks." He pushed the bottle closer. His eyes were wrong. Empty. I shut the door. I locked it. He knocked again. Harder. I looked through the peephole. He stared back, like he saw me. I backed away. Morning came. The bottle sat on my porch. Open, empty. I called the police. They knew him. A drifter. He left things. At homes. They found a car. Nearby. Full of bottles and photos. Of sleeping people. My name is Noah. I was 25. In 2023, I skied in Vermont. Backcountry, no trails, just snow. My friend Ben came along. We camped. Deep woods. One night we skied late. Moonlight only. Ben went ahead. I lost him. I heard a voice. "Noah." From the trees. Not Ben. I called back. No answer. I skied down. A man stood there. Goggles. Scarf. He waved. I waved back. He pointed to my camp. I followed. He walked fast. Too fast. At camp he turned. His face was mine. No goggles, no scarf. He smiled. I ran to my tent. I grabbed my phone. I called Ben. He was hurt. Miles away. I looked outside. The man was gone. My tent had scratches, like claws. My name is Zoe. I was 21. In 2022, I studied in a college town, Oregon. One night, I sat outside my apartment. Midnight. Studying. A girl walked by. Drunk. She lived upstairs. A man followed her. Quiet. Watching. He knocked on her door. She opened it. He talked. Fast. He touched her arm. She laughed. Nervous. I coughed. Loud. He looked at me. His eyes glared. He walked away. I called her. I said, "Lock your door." She did. The next day, police came. That man followed girls from bars. He hurt them. They caught him. Near our building, he had her key in his pocket. My name is Ryan. I was 20. In 2024, I lived in Texas. I bought a chair online. Cheap. The seller lived nearby. I drove over. Nighttime. His house was old, dark. I knocked. He opened the door. Big guy. Quiet. He said, "It's downstairs." I followed. The basement was cold. Bare. Just the chair. He said, "Wait here." He went upstairs. I looked around. Photos lined a shelf. All women. Young. Tied up. My stomach dropped. I ran to the stairs. The door was locked. I banged. He laughed. From above, I grabbed a wrench. I pried the lock. It broke. I ran out. I drove to the police. They raided his house. He was gone. They found the photos and chains. My name is Emily. I was 15. In 2023, I babysat a boy, Sam, 5 years old. His house was big, creaky. His parents left. They said Sam talked to Lily, his friend. Not real, I smiled. Kids do that. Sam played. With cars, he said, "Lily likes them." I watched TV. A toy moved across the room. $1. It giggled. I froze. Sam said, "Lily's happy." I stood up. The doll was still. I put it away. Later, I heard a knock. Inside a closet. I opened it. Empty. Sam ran in. He said, "Lily's mad." The lights flickered. I grabbed Sam. We waited downstairs. His parents came home. I left. They called me later. Sam saw Lily in a mirror. She looked like me. Which story scared you most? The shadow, the doll, something else? Tell me in the comments. Did these give you chills? Hit the like button. Subscribe to Silence Nights for more true horror tales. Got a creepy story? Email it to silencenightsbox@gmail.com. Share this with a friend who loves scary stories. I will see you in the next video. Stay spooky.